named after, officially became a member of the United States. So how about that? It is 9:12 right now. Welcome back to CW Iowa Live. Lou, along with meteorologist James Peterson and the privacy professor herself, the newly dubbed cyber queen, Rebecca Herold. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Now,
How are
this
you guys?
time of year, especially today, and
Yes.
this is why it was so important that you came in today on Cyber Monday, because that's what you were all about keeping people safe
Right.
on cyber everything.
Cyber everything and anything with your personal information, really. So, you know, I turned you on at the very beginning of the day, and I saw your app of the day.
Right.
And I thought, you know what I do whenever I hear about an app? The first thing I do is I go out there and I look at their privacy policy.
Okay.
So I did that with
How
that
about
one.
that?
And so they didn't really have a privacy policy for that app. So I looked at the actual provider of that app, and I think it's called Buy Via. And so I went to the Buy Via site to look at their privacy policy, because typically they'll point you to their privacy policy as applying to all of their
It's
apps.
a universal privacy policy.
Right.
Okay.
So they did have a privacy policy, so that's a plus. The privacy policy was last updated 2013. So
Okay.
it's getting kind of old. You
So
really
they need to be on top of that
Things have
then.
happened since
You may need to
2013.
want to drop them a line saying, how about updating the privacy policy before your 2016 holiday season?
I will. And in fact, I not only found that, but it said if you want to opt out of getting things from the manufacturers and marketers that they send and share your information with, they said to go to the Network Advertising Initiative site, the NAI site, networkinitiative.org, and you could opt out. So I thought, oh, well, that sounds good. So I went out to their site to see about opting out. They weren't listed in the folks to opt out. So, you know, use your app, but what you might want to do is uninstall it after you're finished.
done.
Now, your data's already out of the barn, pretty much, but if there's any trackers involved, at least you're getting that off
You're
of
done.
your phone.
Okay. So use it
So,
responsibly.
use it responsibly.
Which is what our advice is for any app that you would download on your device as well.
Yeah, and you know, a fun experiment is use a different name for your apps whenever you download them, like maybe put Louis on yours, and then you can tell by the advertising you get after
Where
that
it's coming
Yeah.
from.
how many
Good
people
idea.
they shared it with.
Yeah,
So.
Alright.
because they share your informations across the board. There's so many different.
That's pretty much
marketers.
universal. Okay,
They
so what
do.
else are we talking about?
Well, and also with the digital, something to keep in mind that I haven't really heard a lot of tips on are those QR codes. It's becoming more common for the criminals to put out fake QR codes. And
Are those
then,
still around? Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen them as often as I thought they were going to explode.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they have died down a little bit.
Well, you'll find a lot more today, I think, because they're all going to be saying, look for these QR codes and you can get some really good deals.
Okay.
Be careful.
right.
If you're using a QR code reader, make sure you get a reader that actually shows you a preview of the URL, the network address, so you can see if it's legitimate or not.
Got
You
it.
know, this morning I got an email from Amazon. We do a lot of
Yes.
shopping on Amazon, Amazon Prime. I got an email from Amazon this morning, not being on Amazon at all today. It looked like an official Amazon email saying that I've been locked out of my Amazon account after
Yep.
too many times of trying to get in.
Right.
And they want you to click on a link to go there to reset your password. If you're at home, don't follow those.
Right. That's a phishing attempt.
Yep.
So that was another thing. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's another thing you're going to see a lot of phishing attempts. So when you get that, not only should your radar go up, just like yours did,
Right.
but
I'm
look
gonna go look at, while you're talking there,
Yeah.
I'm going to go up and look and see if I have any Amazon ones that came up too. So go ahead.
That'd be
Keep
great.
going.
So look at the address that it came from.
Yes.
Now that address can be spoofed. So sometimes it's very obvious that it's not coming from Amazon, but sometimes they spoof the address so it looks like it is. Hover your mouse over the address and look in the lower part of your browser, and it will show you where it's actually pointing
Yes.
to.
Yep.
And if it's not pointing to Amazon, delete it. Get
Yeah.
rid of it.
Yeah.
It's usually some long, yeah.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
one from Amazon
Yes.
at 8:32 saying some great deals today with your Amazon Prime. So that's the only one I have from them.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I think I'm okay there.
You're
And
keeping
what
yourself
you can do is delete that, then go in and log into your Amazon or PayPal or whatever account it might be that you got it from, and you'll see, wait, there's nothing wrong.
Yeah,
Right, you know,
exactly.
yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so there's a lot of phishing. Now, another thing people are doing today and for the next few weeks is they're trying to make more money. to buy those gifts, right? So what are they doing? They're selling their
Something that they have.
yeah, maybe their laptop, maybe their tablet, any type of digital thing they're selling on Craigslist and eBay. And a lot of people are buying things off of those places too. There was a study done earlier this year, and it found that 70% of those electronics that are sold on eBay and Craigslist, 70% still have all of the data loaded on them.
So that
all
includes
the data.
phones too.
wow.
If
Your
someone wants
phones
to sell their
too.
old phone.
Yes, so remove, if you're selling your stuff, completely remove all of that data from there. Now this-
how does somebody go about doing that to make sure everything is gone?
well, a lot of times you can take out the actual card. There's a little card in your phone that will hold and store all of your
Yeah,
data.
but a lot of
Your
people-
SIM card.
A lot of
Yeah.
people have iPhones, though. iPhones don't have those little cards.
There's
do
a
they?
wipe capability you can download from the Apple Store to just wipe out your entire data from there as well.
Okay.
And make sure, of course, that you don't leave stuff in the cloud that you can actually connect to if somebody else buys your phone also.
Yeah.
But here's something very interesting too. That same study found that 36% of those devices, they could tell that people had tried to delete data, but the data was still there. Where was that data at a lot of times? In the trash file.
So
So
they
they
haven't
deleted
clean-
it, but they
haven't
didn't
cleaned up
clean
their
it out.
trash.
Yeah.
Right,
Wow,
right.
hadn't even thought about
Yeah.
that.
So make sure, and if you buy one, load an anti-malware software onto your device before you use it and scan it completely, because you want to make sure that what you bought from someone else is clean.
More than just a phone, your laptop,
Yes.
any type of electronic device at all.
Exactly. And also here's one that's mixing cyber with in person. You're going to find a lot of people now in the malls, in airports, in other public locations. They're going to try to give out free USB drives that have what they call, here's a really cool new tool and we want you to try it, so we're just giving it away for you to try. Well, guess what?
And you're thinking, hey, I'm getting a free USB drive too.
Yeah. Or you might be getting a free trip. You know, you talked about trips. Well, try our free tool and then you'll get a free trip.
They just want you to plug it in.
You plug it in and bam, you're probably infected.
Wow.
You might have ransomware, so that's something else to look at for.
A lot of landmines to be careful
There
about.
is. And you know, one more thing I want to
Sure.
mention is about the Internet of Things devices that are so cool. You know, Alexa is a big, very popular tool right now, and it's very helpful. But keep in mind that it has to listen to you, so when you say Alexa, it knows that you're talking to it, right? Now, supposedly, it's not listening to you when you're not saying you know,
Alexa first.
Alexa
But how do you
first.
know that?
Well, you can actually set up now the echoes so that it will tell you an audible type of sound when it kicks in. After you say Alexa, it'll go bing and or something similar to that. So you actually know that it's on. But keep in mind, it's still listening to you that whole time. A friend of mine was telling me about her experience with an Alexa, and she said that her and her family were just talking about like, hey, you know, we need to get some socks. You know, I wonder if they have some socks at Walmart or whatever store that are on sale. And she said, all of a sudden, Alexa started talking to them saying, there's a sale on socks at Amazon, and it's like,
Yep.
oh my gosh, they didn't say Alexa.
we
That
have-
would be creepy.
We have an Alexa, and sometimes you're talking with in a conversation with a group of people.
Yes.
And you won't say Alexa, but it'll pick up on maybe a combination of words and kick on and start. Sorry, I could not find that song or something, just out of the blue. You know, it
Right.
You know, might have thought it might have heard the start name Alexa.
Yeah, it scares me. There's a commercial that's out right now that talks about, you know, a dad with his daughter, and he goes, you know, whatever device it is, play me the song that has "Take These Broken Wings." And,
Yeah.
and the song starts picking up right in the middle. If that's the case, and these things can really do that,
Yes.
that is absolutely frightening.
Well, it is. And so keep in mind that all of this data is going up and being stored in their cloud. Now, there is an option. You can go out there and delete that information, but you have to initiate that delete. But otherwise, if you aren't going to use it, I say just shut it down. There's no reason to have that data going up into the cloud to begin with,
Right.
and you know, being recorded, because just, I mean, think about some of the conversations that you
And
have.
that's just it. There's some conversations that are not meant to be either heard by anyone
Right.
beside two people.
Right, and out of context, you might be
Could be taken
kidding
totally
about
wrong.
something. Yeah, you don't want the FBI to come to your house saying it sounds like you're plotting, against someone.
Now, one of the things we love about Rebecca is that she's able to share all this information
Yes.
with our audience here, but it sounds like recently you went overseas. You went
Yes.
to Hong Kong?
Singapore. Oh, beautiful country. They invited me over there to speak at a conference. And so I was very happy for the opportunity to go and speak with a lot of folks from Asia and also from Europe and North Africa
Wow.
about privacy and data security, and talk about what they need to do, because they're really starting to get more involved in privacy and cybersecurity over there. So I was able to go over there, and I taught a one-day class, and I also have a couple of sessions that I taught. And those 2 sessions, I actually posted one already on my Facebook page, and I'll post another one sometime this week.
That is great.
yeah.
So now you're global.
Yes, well, yeah, I've been there. I've been to, last year I went to Copenhagen and spoke, and the year before it was Australia. So I'm shooting for Africa now. I need to get to that continent. So
You'll get there maybe next year.
Yeah,
You
maybe
need to go
next
down
year.
there. But if people want to go to your website and they
Yes.
want to see this or get any
Yes.
other information about keeping yourself secure, what's
Yes.
the easiest way?
Well, the easiest way is to go to my website. There's privacyprofessor.org. And you can, it doesn't show it here, but there's a little icon you can click, and it says ask a question. And I really want your viewers, if they experience things, especially here over the holidays, send me a note and let me know what you experienced, or if you have a question about it. And I will expand upon it in my monthly tips. And in fact, you can sign up. I send out free every month my Privacy Professor's tips. And in fact, I have the December one coming out this week, and I'm going to expand upon some of these issues we talked about today. I mean, I didn't even get to the other IoT types of attacks, a distributed denial of service through your different DVRs and your security monitors that you did not change all your default passwords and so on.
Yeah, IoT, Internet of Things.
Internet
For
of
people that
Things,
didn't
yes.
follow along with that. But
Yes.
again, just so much information, and just jump
Yes.
on the website and get signed up for the newsletter.
Yes.
And of course, when anything does happen, and one thing that's nice about this is anything does happen security-wise, cyber-wise, Rebecca's a phone call away. She'll be here
That's
to explain
right.
what's going on.
Phone call, Twitter, Privacy Prof, just drop me a note.
Wonderful. Great job as always.
Thanks.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
We will be right back. It is 9:25 right now. You're watching